Have you ever noticed that the loudest person in the room is often the weakest? The ones who constantly talk, defend, and explain themselves are usually the ones unsure of their own value. But true power, true wisdom moves in silence. The greatest minds, the most successful people, and the strongest leaders don't waste their breath proving themselves to others. They let their results speak. They let their presence be felt without saying a word. In a world that demands noise, silence becomes a weapon. People will push you to speak, to reveal your thoughts, to explain your every move. But let me ask you, why do you feel the need to explain yourself to people who were never meant to understand you? Why do you give access to your mind to those who only seek to tear you down? Not everyone deserves to know your plans. Not everyone should hear your dreams. Because the moment you speak, you give them the power to judge, to doubt, to manipulate. But when you stay silent, they can only wonder. Silence commands respect. The unknown makes people curious. When they can't figure you out, they pay closer attention. They watch your every move, trying to understand how you operate. And in that moment, you control the narrative. The less they know, the more they assume, and assumptions create fear. Some of you are losing battles because you talk too much. You tell people your next move before you even make it, and then you wonder why doors are closing in your face. It's because not everyone clapping for you is happy for you. Some people are waiting for your downfall, and every word you speak is another weapon they can use against you. Not every situation needs a response. Some of you are wasting precious energy arguing, explaining, and defending yourselves when you should be working. Let me tell you something. Your success will silence your enemies faster than your words ever will. The best way to prove them wrong is to rise so high that their opinions no longer matter. Some battles are not meant to be fought with words. They are won in the silence of discipline, focus, and execution. A wise person observes more and speaks less. Too many people react instantly to criticism, to doubt, to betrayal. But real strength is found in restraint. When you learn to pause, to reflect, and to act with wisdom instead of emotion, you gain control. Silence does not mean weakness. Silence means strategy. It means choosing your battles wisely. It means knowing when to speak and when to let your actions do the talking. And when you finally do speak, let your words carry weight. Let them shake the ground. Let them come with the force of someone who has spent years in silence, building, preparing, and growing. Because the world does not respect those who beg for attention. It respects those who earn it. So I challenge you today, stay silent and let them wonder. Walk with confidence, but speak with purpose. Move in silence, but let your success make the noise. They may doubt you now, they may question you now, but one day they will look back and realize you never needed to say a word, because everything you built, everything you achieved, said it all for you. Silence is not emptiness. It is not weakness. It is power in its purest form. The strongest individuals are not the ones who speak the most, but the ones who know when to remain silent. They understand that words once spoken cannot be taken back. They know that the less they reveal, the more control they have. Silence creates mystery, and mystery commands attention. When people cannot predict your next move, they watch you closely. They analyze your actions, they wonder about your thoughts, and in that wondering, they begin to respect your presence. Powerful people do not waste their energy in unnecessary conversations. They do not react to every insult, every doubt, or every challenge. They understand that words have weight, and to throw them around carelessly is to lose their impact. When you speak less, your words become more valuable. When you finally do speak, people listen, because they know you do not waste your breath on meaningless talk. In a world full of noise, silence stands out. It makes people uncomfortable because they cannot figure out what you are thinking. It forces them to pay attention. They expect a reaction, an explanation, an argument. But when you give them nothing, they are left with only their own assumptions. And that is where true power lies. Because assumptions create fear. They create curiosity. And when people are unsure of you, they cannot control you. Not everything deserves a response. Not every battle is fought with words. Some battles are won by simply refusing to engage. When people criticize you, when they doubt you, when they try to bring you down, silence is the most powerful answer. It shows that their words have no power over you. It shows that you are too focused on your purpose to be distracted by meaningless opinions. And nothing frustrates an enemy more than being ignored. Silence also gives you time to think, to strategize, to grow. When you are silent, you observe more, you learn more, and you gain an advantage over those who speak without thinking. The loudest person in the room is often the weakest because they reveal everything. What they feel, what they fear, what they plan. But the one who speaks less holds the real power because no one knows what is coming next. Even nature teaches us that silence is powerful. The most dangerous storms come without warning. The strongest predators move in silence before they strike. The wisest leaders listen more than they speak, because power is not in proving yourself to others. It is in knowing who you are, being confident in your abilities, and letting your actions speak louder than any words ever could. So choose silence. Let it be your strength, your strategy, your weapon. Let your results be your voice. Let them wonder what you are thinking, what you are planning, what you will do next. Because the less they know, the more they respect. The less you say, the more powerful you become. People are drawn to what they cannot fully understand. Mystery has an undeniable pull, an unspoken authority that demands attention. When you reveal everything about yourself, your thoughts, your plans, your emotions, you give people the power to predict you, to manipulate you, to control how they respond to you. But when you remain a mystery, you hold the upper hand. You force others to question, to observe, to wonder. And in that wondering, respect begins to grow. There is power in being unpredictable. When people know too much about you, they begin to take you for granted. They categorize you, they make assumptions, and they believe they have you figured out. But when you keep parts of yourself hidden, when you do not always explain your moves, you create an aura of strength. People do not know what you will do next, and that uncertainty makes them cautious, makes them attentive. They begin to treat you differently, with more curiosity, more care, more reverence. Throughout history, the most respected figures have been those who did not expose their every thought or intention. The greatest leaders, thinkers, and warriors moved in silence, spoke only when necessary, and let their presence be felt rather than constantly explained. They understood that when people cannot fully understand you, they are forced to respect you. They tread carefully around you. They watch what they say. They measure their actions because they do not know how you might respond. Mystery is not about deception. It is about control. It is about choosing what to reveal and what to withhold. It is about knowing that not everyone deserves access to your mind, your plans, your emotions. Some things are meant to be private, because the more people know, the more they can interfere. The more they can form opinions, the more they can undermine what you are building. When you speak too soon, when you explain too much, you lose the power of surprise, the advantage of being There is a reason why the unknown creates both fear and respect. People respect what they do not fully understand. They are careful around those who do not reveal everything. They wonder, they speculate, they observe more closely, and in doing so, they give you more attention, more value, more significance. The moment you start explaining yourself to everyone, you lower yourself to their level of understanding. But when you remain mysterious, you elevate yourself above the noise, above the ordinary, above the predictable. So hold on to your mystery. Do not always explain your plans, your emotions, your struggles. Move with quiet confidence. Let your actions reveal what is necessary and let everything else remain unknown. Because mystery commands respect, and the less they know, the more they will admire, fear, and honor you. Strength is not always found in the ability to argue, to explain, or to fight with words. Sometimes the greatest power comes from restraint. There is a battle in every conversation, every conflict, every moment when someone challenges you. The natural instinct is to respond, to defend, to prove yourself. But not every battle is worth engaging in. Not every challenge requires an answer. There is wisdom in knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Silence does not mean surrender. It means control. It means understanding that some battles are beneath you, that some arguments are designed to pull you down rather than lift you up. People will provoke you, question you, try to get a reaction out of you, but you must ask yourself, does responding serve my purpose, or does it simply feed their need for attention? The energy spent on unnecessary words could be better used in action, in progress, in growth. There are moments when words are powerless. No explanation, no defense, no justification can change the mind of someone who has already decided what they want to believe. Some people are not listening to understand, they are listening to argue, to twist your words, to drain your energy. In those moments, silence is your strongest weapon. It frustrates those who seek to control you with words because they expect a reaction, and when they get nothing, they lose their power. Some of the most victorious battles are won not with words, but with patience. When you refuse to engage in petty arguments, when you let success be your response, you rise above those who try to bring you down. People may doubt you, criticize you, or underestimate you, but the loudest response is not what you say, it is what you do. Your growth, your achievements, your ability to move forward despite the noise is the most undeniable proof of your strength. True leaders, true warriors, true visionaries understand that their energy is too valuable to be wasted on meaningless debates. They choose their battles wisely. They understand that silence can be more powerful than shouting, that walking away can be a greater victory than standing and arguing. There is no need to prove yourself to those who will never see your worth. The only proof you need is in your progress. So the next time someone tries to pull you into a battle of words, remember, your silence can speak louder than any argument. Your actions can prove more than any explanation, and your success will always be the final word. Let them talk, let them doubt, let them assume, and while they waste their breath, you will be moving forward, unstoppable, untouched, and victorious. The one who controls the narrative controls perception, and perception shapes reality. In life, people will create stories about you, some true, some false, some filled with assumptions. If you do not take control of your own narrative, others will write it for you. They will define who you are, what you stand for, and what you are capable of, based on their limited understanding. But when you take ownership of your story, when you decide what to reveal, how to present yourself, and when to speak, you regain your power. Not everything about you needs to be explained. The more you reveal, the more people feel entitled to define you. When you leave gaps in their understanding, they are forced to respect the unknown. That is why the most powerful individuals do not react to every rumor, do not explain every action, and do not seek approval for every decision. They understand that controlling the narrative is not about telling people what to think, it is about shaping what they have access to. You must decide how you are perceived. If you constantly defend yourself, you appear weak. If you over-explain, you seem unsure. If you let every opinion shake you, you give away control. But when you move with quiet confidence, when you let your work speak louder than your words, you create a presence that cannot be ignored. People may try to guess your next move, but they will always be one step behind because they only see what you allow them to see. The greatest leaders, the most influential people understand the power of controlling information. They reveal only what serves their purpose, and they let speculation work in their favor. Mystery forces people to pay attention. When they don't have all the answers, they watch more closely. They assume strength, they assume intelligence, they assume strategy, because what they do not know makes them cautious. That is why being unpredictable is a form of power. If people always know what to expect from you, they can prepare against you. But when you control what they see, you control how they respond. Silence is a tool in controlling the narrative. When people expect a reaction and you give them none, they are left with nothing but their own doubts. When they expect an explanation and you move forward without one, they are forced to acknowledge your confidence. You do not have to fight every battle, and you do not have to prove yourself to anyone. Let them wonder. Let them speculate. Let them talk. Because while they are busy discussing your life, you are shaping it on your own terms. So do not let others define you. Do not let their opinions write your story. Take control. Decide how you are seen, when you are heard, and what you allow into the world. When you hold the pen to your own life, no one else can rewrite it. There's a difference between those who move with wisdom and those who move with impulse. The wise understand the power of observation. They know that not everything requires a reaction, that not every situation deserves an immediate response. But those who react without thinking, who allow emotions to control them, are easily manipulated. They expose their weaknesses. They reveal their thoughts too soon, and they give away their power. In every conversation, in every situation, there is more being said than just words. People reveal their intentions through their actions, their energy, their silence. But if you are too quick to react, you miss what is truly happening. You let your emotions dictate your response instead of gathering the knowledge that could give you an advantage. Those who listen more, who study the moment before they speak, who take time to understand before they engage, always remain in control. Silence creates space for clarity. When you do not react immediately, you allow yourself the time to process. You begin to see things that others miss. You recognize patterns, you understand motives, and most importantly, you do not give people the satisfaction of controlling your emotions. People will try to provoke you, push you, test you, but the moment you react in anger or frustration, you give them exactly what they want. The greatest power lies in keeping your composure, in remaining unshaken while others lose control. Every strong leader, every successful person has mastered the art of patience. They do not rush into decisions. They do not engage in every argument. They do not allow outside forces to dictate their actions. Instead, they watch, they listen, they wait for the right moment. Because when you react less, you gain power over your surroundings. You are no longer moved by every little thing. You are no longer easily influenced. You become the one in control, the one who decides when and how to move. There is wisdom in silence and foolishness in haste. The loudest person in the room often knows the least because they have not taken the time to understand before they speak. But the one who observes, who thinks before acting, who responds only when necessary, holds real strength. Not everything needs your energy. Not everything deserves your attention. The more you observe, the more you learn. And the more you learn, the less you have to react. Let others waste their breath. Let them reveal their plans. Let them show their weaknesses. And while they react, you remain steady, focused, and always one step ahead. There is no need to announce your every move. No need to explain your journey. No need to convince people of your potential. The loudest proof of who you are and what you are capable of is not in your words, it is in your results. Success speaks louder than any argument, any defense, any explanation. When you rise above doubt, when you achieve what others thought was impossible, when you let your work do the talking, there is nothing left to prove. People will doubt you, they will question you, they will underestimate you. Some will even try to distract you with their opinions, hoping you will waste time justifying yourself. But why waste words when your actions can silence every critic? Why argue when your progress can make the noise for you? The greatest response to disbelief is not debate. It is undeniable achievement. Success commands respect. When you reach a level where your work speaks for itself, even those who once doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge your growth. They may never admit they were wrong about you, but they will feel it, they will see it. And deep down they will know that you never needed their approval to become great. That is the power of letting success speak. The most powerful individuals in history did not spend time explaining why they would succeed. They simply did. They put in the work, stayed consistent, and let their achievements tell the story. They understood that energy spent arguing is energy taken away from progress. Every moment spent convincing others is a moment stolen from the process of becoming greater. The wise do not engage in unnecessary battles of words. They focus, they execute, and they let the results be their voice. There's no need to rush validation. Success takes time, and in that time, many will misunderstand you. They will question your choices. They will laugh at your dreams. They will try to make you feel small. But when you remain steady, when you stay committed to your vision, when you keep working in silence, a day will come when they can no longer ignore you. Your success will answer every question. It will erase every doubt, and it will do so without you ever having to say a word. So be patient, be disciplined, keep moving forward. Let them talk, let them assume, let them wait for you to fail. And while they are busy watching, keep building, keep growing, keep proving them wrong, not with words, but with undeniable success. Because in the end, nothing silences doubt more effectively than the sound of achievement. Power is not in how much you say, but in how well you control what is seen, what is heard, and what is understood. The strongest individuals do not waste time arguing, explaining, or proving themselves to those who will never see their worth. Instead, they master the art of silence, of mystery, of restraint. They observe more, react less, and let their success be the only voice they need. Let them wonder, let them assume, let them talk. While they waste their energy trying to figure you out, you will be moving forward, focused, disciplined, and unstoppable. Do not hand over your power by reacting to everything. Do not dilute your strength by speaking too soon. The most powerful presence is not the loudest in the room. It is the one that is felt without saying a word. In the end, the world will not remember what you said. In every moment of conflict, it will remember what you achieved despite it. So stay silent when necessary. Move with purpose and let your results do the talking. Because the greatest power is not in proving yourself. It is in becoming undeniable.